Good morning, or good morning, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday segment of Up and Moving. My name is Isaac. I'm a graduate student here in the Kinesiology and Integrative Physiology Department at Michigan Tech. And the goal of Up and Moving is to perform and to provide at-home, live, and recorded workouts for the community to keep everybody physically active during the pandemic and beyond. So just a little bit about the workout that we're going to be going through tonight. It's a full body strength workout. I'm gonna put you through 2 circuits with some different exercises that are full body, followed by a core finisher. So we're gonna warm up, go through 3 circuits, and then we're gonna have a quick cool down, and then and that's all we got for tonight. So what you're gonna need for a workout tonight is the majority of the exercises can be done through body weight, but a few of them are gonna need some resistance. So I got some water jugs here. Soup cans would work. Anything with a few pounds of extra of weight for you would be great. I got a backpack here full of a few textbooks. So I got 2 textbooks in here that have a lot of pages in it, a lot of reading material into this backpack, which will provide me with some resistance during a few exercises. So I chose a backpack because of the straps that I can hold on to. So that's a great option if you have a laundry bin that you can put some weight in. Anything that you can hold on to with some handles would be great. Other than that, I have I have a hockey stick here. Could be a golf club, any sort of a dowel. We're going to be doing some shoulder mobility, and if you have a chair around you for some stability to hold on to, that is all we need here, guys. So I'm going to get my timer going here, and we are going to get started. So first things first, we're going to start off with a quad stretch here. So if you have, I'm going to wheel a chair over here just to hold on to. We're going to grab our right leg here and just do a quick quad stretch. So holding onto my ankle here and pulling my foot towards the sky. We're going to hold that for about a 10-second count here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it off, and then we'll switch legs. We'll go from the other side here. Hold on for about 10 to 15 seconds here, and we'll go through it one more time. 3, 2, 1. All right, and we'll go through it once more. Just hold on to that chair for stability here. If you don't need it, then you can. That's great, but it's nice to have something around you in case you lose some balance, especially when we're just getting warmed up here. 3, 2, 1, and once more with our other leg. Should feel a nice stretch in your quads here, especially if you've been sitting all day, sitting in a car after commuting home from work. Definitely a little tight. 3, 2, 1. All right, so now for another stretch, I'm gonna have you sit down in your chair, and this is gonna stretch our hip flexors here. So I'd like you to grab, we'll start off with our right leg, and I want you to put your ankle right on top of your other knee. So if you're in this position, and then with your hands, you can press down on your bent leg or lean forward. I'll go from the side here. So this is going to stretch our piriformis muscle to hip flexor. When you're holding that stretch, you should feel it right on the right side of your lateral side of your thigh here towards the top. We're going to hold that for about 10 more seconds. It's a really nice stretch. It's one that I definitely need a lot of. And the more you bend over, try to bring your forehead towards your knee, you're going to feel a nice stretch here. 3, 2, 1. All right, shake it off. And we can switch up with the other leg. So left ankle on top of our right knee, and we can apply some pressure onto our knee or just bend over. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Another variation for that is if you're in the seated position on the ground, you could just be bringing your knee over and hold from here. There's another option for you in the future. Now we're going to be getting into a doorway stretch. So what I'd like you guys to do is, if you have something around you, I'm going to go right over here. This is going to be stretching our pec and the front of our shoulder. So what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to have my hand in the door, and if I'm facing straight ahead, I'm going to be turning my body to be facing the camera here, and that's going to cause a nice stretch in the front of my shoulder here. So we'll count that for about 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and I'll shake it off. And then for the other arm, I'm just going to grab the other end of the door. And if I'm facing the camera right now, then I'm going to rotate away, and I'm going to feel a nice stretch in the front of my chest here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So now I'd like you to let's grab our dowel here, or if you got a meter stick, a hockey stick. Usually I grab my 4-iron, but it's hockey season, so we'll grab our stick here. We're gonna go over our head here, a nice stretch. Reach up and touch the sky. And we can come down and touch our toes. Reach up one more time. And now that we're up here, let's see if we can we can make a really wide Y with our arms, and we can go behind our back. Feel a nice stretch. The back of our shoulders here, open up our chest. Bring it up one more time. And we can put our stick away for now. Now we're gonna get into some knee hugs here, guys. So in our standing position, feet shoulder width apart, we're gonna go back and forth here. I'm gonna grab my left leg, my knee, and bring that towards my chest. Hold that for a few seconds, and we're gonna alternate. So let's go for 5 a leg. And if you need some balance assistance, keep that chair around you, or if you're close to a wall, that if something unfortunate was to happen, at least you have something to grab onto. We'll go for 1 more each leg here. All right, now we're gonna, if we have a nice straight line here, I'm gonna do some hamstring scoops. So we're getting into some dynamic warm-ups here. This is gonna be working the back of our leg here. I'll do a couple to the side here. So what we're gonna do is heel up, and we're gonna scoop down. You should feel a nice stretch in your hamstring. So you can go up and down the line here, or in a stationary position, each is great. Take a few steps, scoop again. You're not gonna see me on the camera here, but we'll go the other way now. Do 1 more each leg. All right, now using that same space, we're gonna do some Frankenstein kicks. So arms out, straight ahead, and we're gonna be trying to keep a straight-legged kick up to our hands. Halloween's over, but we can still do the Frankenstein kick here. All right, 1 more here, each leg. All right, and now for 30 seconds, we're gonna jog on the spot, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. If you have lots of space, you can do a couple hot laps here to get warmed up. I don't have a very big living room, but we'll give it a try. You can go in one direction, and then you can give a little spin around and come around the other way. Got about 15 more seconds, guys. Starting to get our heart rate up and getting ready for our 3-circuit workout here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So make sure you have some water close by here, guys. Take a drink, and then I'll start explaining our first circuit for you guys. So with our 3 circuits, I'm going to try to, without talking too much, I'm going to do a little bit of explaining. I'm going to walk you through it the first time, and then the last 2 times with the circuit, we will go a little quicker. We'll get it done, and we'll move on. So our first one, we're going to be doing 3 exercises. We're going to do each of them. We're going to aim for about 10 to 12 reps. If you can't do that, that's okay, but that's the goal here. We're going to be doing a body weight squat, some push-ups, and then some front raises. And I'll show you a few variations here really quickly as we go through. Once again, 10 to 12 reps is the goal. If that's too difficult for you, hey, we're on. If you're watching this video, you're trying to get physically active, and that's the goal here. So do whatever you can do in a safe manner, and then that's what we're looking for here. But first things first, with our body weight squats, you can start off with just yourself here, but then if you feel like that's too light, that's why I got my I got my backpack here. If you add some weight, you can have that on your back. So that's one method. You be squatting with the backpack on. If you need some more weight, if you're really hardcore, you can grab some more resistance. You can hold these above yourself here like you're holding some dumbbells. You can hold them at your sides. So that's an option. But for the first set here, we're going to go through just with our body weight with our hands out in front of us for some balance. So we're going to go shoulder width apart, feet, and with our hands out for some stability. We're just going to be coming down. 90 degrees is great. If you can go below, even better. If you feel like you're need some more stability, even coming down a little halfway is great. As long as you're feeling some tightness in your quads, if you can go down a little farther, that is great as well. Having a chair in front of you is also some great stability. So having this chair out here is a great way to have some stability as well. And then the next exercise, we'll be doing some push-ups. So the regular way would be on the floor. We're going to keep our back here pretty parallel to the ground. I got my hands shoulder width apart. I'm going to be keeping my elbows nice and tucked close to my sides, coming down and exploding up. To make that a little easier on yourself, if you have a coffee table or any sort of chair with some stability that's not going to be rolling away on you, you could do it with your arms or with your hands on the table for some, if you're on an incline, you're not fighting gravity as much, it's a little easier for you. And then another way would be to see if, can you see me? Right on the wall here, pressing right against the wall would be the easiest modification. So if you need some more difficulty, you can grab a backpack and put that on if you like. And then our third exercise, we're gonna be doing some front raises. So this is gonna be targeting our shoulders. If you have some resistance, you're gonna hold this out in front of you. And just like how we had set up for the Frankenstein kicks, we're gonna pull them up, hands at about shoulder level, and we're gonna control that down. So up and then down. We're gonna go do that for about 10 to 12 reps. We're gonna go through that 3 times here, guys. So we'll start off with our body weight squats, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Nine and 10. And we're gonna jump straight in to push-ups here. Try to get 10 to 12 here. And then straight into our third exercise here with the front raises. And 10. So once you're completed there, we're going to break for about 30 seconds here, guys. Catch your breath, have a sip of water, and then we're going to jump right back into it. And just a reminder, guys, I know we're live right now, but if you feel like you can't keep up, or if you like to take your time more and really focus on mastering these movements, then just remember that these are recorded and you can find them on our YouTube channel, Up and Moving, Facebook, our website. So there's a lot of different ways to go check that out after. So no rush about that. All right. So looking at the way you did your last set here, if you felt that was too easy, then you can make it a little tougher on yourself, add some more resistance, try to get a few more reps. Or if it was too difficult, then maybe back off on the weight you had, or maybe use gravity to your advantage a little bit. So we're gonna get going here with our second set, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. I'm gonna put my backpack on here. right, getting into the push-ups now. And the front raises. All right, so now that our second set's complete, grab a drink of water, guys. We got about 30 seconds or so, and then we're gonna get right into our last set of this first circuit. So good job so far. About 10 more seconds here, guys. So we got our squats, push-ups, followed by our front raises once again. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. All right, getting into the push-ups. And then our front raise finisher. Couple more reps here, guys. Try to get to 10 if you can. 9 and 10. All right, great job. That is our first circuit completed. We'll take a break here for a minute or so, and I'll start explaining our second circuit here. So now that we got that one out of the way, our second circuit, it's gonna be some more mixture of upper body and lower body strength training here. We're gonna start off with a glute bridge. So we're gonna work our posterior chain out with our hamstrings and our glutes, or our butt muscles here. We're gonna do glute bridge, followed by a bent over row. So working, once again, our posterior half with our back muscles here, and then finishing off with some tricep kickback. So working our back of arms here. So I'll explain the glute bridge first. You can do this a couple different ways. I'm gonna demonstrate with my feet up on the coffee table here. It's the only time I'm allowed to put my feet up on the table here is for exercise purposes, not to lounge around. But for the glute bridge, I have my ankles up on the table here. Could take my shoes off, but I won't right now. Then laying on my back, I'm gonna start here, and to press up, I'm gonna keep my spine and everything aligned here. I want my knees trying to go right through my shoulders with a nice straight line. So we're gonna come down and up again, really squeeze our glutes together at the top here. You're gonna feel a nice burn in our posterior chain. So that's a glute bridge. We're gonna go for 10 to 12 reps. To make that a little easier, if you scoot your butt a little closer to the table, that's gonna make it a little easier. And then to make it more difficult, go a little farther away. So that's our glute bridge. Then our next exercise, working for our back rows. This is why I got my books really in my backpack here with some handles to pull on. If you have a laundry hamper with some weight in it, or even, I guess I could use these as well. Anything that's causing some resistance towards you here. All I'm gonna do is I'm standing here, I'm gonna bend over at my hips, let this hang in front of me, and I'm gonna try to pull my elbows through to my hips and feel a nice squeeze in my back. So that's how the back row is gonna work. You can do this single arm if you like, if you only had one one resistance product. And then with our tricep kickbacks, I'm going to grab my water jugs here and to explain this one. With our weights in front of us again, we're going to bend at the hips just like with our back row. We're going to start with our elbows flexed. And then if you see the spine angle that I'm at here, all I'm going to do is try to extend my elbows and have that lined up right with my spine. And I'm going to feel a nice squeeze in the back of my arm. So we're going to go once again, 10 to 12 reps. And there we have it, folks, for our second circuit, glute bridge, followed by some back rows and then some tricep kickback. So starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Getting into it with our glute bridges. All right, now moving on to our back rows here. So once again, standing straight, I'm going to bend at the hips, keep that weight out in front of me. I'm going to pull that towards myself here. Even another method could be standing with a little bit of deficit if you feel comfortable, to allow for some greater range of motion. Just make sure you don't fall over on the steps, but there's another option there, guys. Go for 10 to 12 reps here. All right, now for some nice arm workout here, getting into these kickbacks. So if you notice with my water jugs here, there's a little space in there to allow for some splashing. So my goal here is when I'm going through my workout or my exercise, I want to have nice tempo, meaning I don't really want to hear too much of a splash. If I'm going crazy, you're going to hear a lot of splashing, and we got to really focus on our contractions here. So all right, so if you can get 10 or 12 there, that's great. And that's what we got here for our second circuit here, guys. So I'll grab some more water if you got it. If you need to take a break and grab some more, that's great. I'll be here working out with you. Check our time here. All right, looking good. All right, so we'll take a few more seconds here, and then we'll get into our glute bridges once again. So you should have a feeling on how that first set went. If you want to make it a little more challenging on yourself, that you can straighten your legs a little bit, or if that's too difficult, you can get closer to the table and you can bend your knees a little bit. Or if it felt great, then stay where you are. So I'm gonna get into it again here. Ankles or heels at the table here, flat on my back, and here we go. Let's go for 10. All right, now for back rows, I'm going to change it up here and use these water jugs. Now move it into our tricep kickbacks. All right, and that was 10. So take a break, guys. We are through our second circuit, or sorry, our second set. We got one more here before we move on to a core finisher. So grab a drink of water, walk around here, take a few steps and catch your breath. If you need to take a seat, that's okay. We can get right back into it. All right, so now for our final set of this circuit, we're gonna get her going here with our glute bridges once again. And 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Moving into our back rows here, comes from the front here. Once again, try to keep those elbows close to your hips. So if you're coming straight up, not really isolating your back here, you're working more of your traps here. So try to pull that towards your hips is really targeting a little farther down your back, which is what we're looking for here. Try to get for 10 to 12 reps here, guys. All right. Moving into our tricep kickbacks here. Try to keep as minimal noise from the water as possible here. I'm trying. It's really splashing and making some noise, but try to get 10 here. Nice tempo and really feel that squeeze at the top. Got 3 more here. All right. So good job, guys. Now we are through our second circuit. So let's take a sip of water, celebrate that we made it through that one. Take about a minute break here or so. Then I'll get into our final circuit of the workout, which is going to be some core. So it's going to be an ab finisher. We're going to work on our core muscles here. Once again, I'm gonna have 3 exercises, but instead of going for a certain amount of reps, we're just gonna go for time. So each exercise, we're gonna try to go for 30 seconds at a time before moving on to the next one. And if you feel like you can't go on for 30 seconds, if it's a little too difficult for you, for example, then even if you take a few breaks here and there during the time frame, and you can get right back into it, as much as you can do that's all we're asking for here. So our first one is going to be a Russian twist. So if you have some resistance, you can hold on to something, or we'll do the first one with just body weight. So how we're going to do this one is I'll go from the side here. We're going to get in the seated position here. And as you see, I got a nice, I have a knee bend here, heels on the ground, and keeping my hands in front of me here. I'm going to lift my heels off the ground, and I'm going to be twisting back and forth. So I'm going to be trying to keep my legs straight in front of me. I don't want to be having too much sway with my lower body, but I'm going to be causing a twisting action here, whether if it's just my hands in front of me or if I have some resistance in my hands. Our core muscles are going to be activated to resist that lateral movement. So that's our first one. We have a Russian twist. We'll go for 30 seconds. And then our next one, we're going to get back on the ground here in that same pretty similar position, except it's just going to be flat on our backs. And this one's called flutter kick. So if you've ever gone swimming, this is going to be pretty similar. What all we're going to do here is, if we're laying on the ground, and we're just going to lift our legs up here and try to flutter, keep our back on the ground. We don't want to be arching too much. And if that's too difficult for you, then if you want to bend your knees a little bit when you're down, that's going to be a little easier for you. The farther away you keep your feet, the more difficult it will be. So we can try that for about 30 seconds. And then our last one, make sure you got some water for this circuit, guys. It's going to burn a little bit, especially for me. Our last one, you got a lot of different names, but I call them like penguin crunches. So if you were going to look at a penguin, they're kind of waddling, going like this. So going side to side with our shoulders. We're going to be doing that on the ground here. So if I'm laying on the ground, I'm going to keep so if I'm flat here, I'm going to lift my neck up and my upper back, and going to be going side to side, and you should feel a nice burn in our obliques, so our core muscles on our sides here. So we're going to be doing that for 30 seconds each, guys. I'm going to get my timer beside me so I can make sure we're following the rules. And we're gonna get going in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So starting with our Russian twists, getting into that position here for about 30 seconds here, guys. Keep going, we got about 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now we're gonna get straight into our flutter kicks. So flat on your back. Try to hold this for about 30 seconds. And I've been talking, so we're halfway there now, which is great. About 5 more seconds here, guys. 3, 2, 1, and now we can stay on our back here. And we're gonna get into these penguin crunches here. So staying flat on my back once again. I'm gonna lift my neck up a little bit, and we're gonna go back and forward, side to side, little penguin waddles with our back on the ground for 30 seconds. All right, we got about 10 more here, guys. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So grab some water. We're gonna go through this one more time here, then we're gonna cool her down, and then you can enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Once again, with this workout here, guys, as I noted that it's recorded, if you feel like you wanted to adjust some rep ranges, choose a different variation for an exercise. For example, with this core workout, if you find that it was a little too easy, for example, while I'm doing it for 30 seconds, you could crank it up and do it for 45, or you could add some more resistance. There's lots of different ways to be creative. I'm trying to show some different ways to be physically active, but if you have some other ideas as well, then the more the merrier. So getting ready here. We're gonna go for one more time here, guys. So let's get ready for our Russian twists. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Oh, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now we'll get straight into our flutter kicks once again. So we're on our back and lift our legs up. Go for 30 seconds here, guys. Got about 5 more seconds here, guys. Keep going. Keep that back on the ground. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now for our final part of the circuit, we're gonna do the penguin crunch, or if you have different names for it, but that's what I like to call it. So we're gonna go for 30 seconds here. Flatten our backs, lift our neck up a little bit. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Keep going, guys. Finisher here. Got our last set. Got about 5 more seconds here. We'll count us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So pick yourself up off the floor if you're ready. Have a drink of water. Great job, guys. We made it through our 3 circuits here. Have some water. Try to keep breathing here. we're gonna go through a little bit of a cool down here. So we got 3 exercises here, or 3 stretches to bring our heart rate down a little bit here, guys. So I'd like us to start off with some arm circles a little bit. Go nice and slow in the forward direction. Go nice and big. Let me go in the backwards direction, the opposite direction. Now we can grab our hockey stick once again if we can, or a dowel. I'm going to hold it right out in front of me. I'm going to do a nice hamstring stretch, so bend it over. Legs are pretty stiff here, or slightly bent. I'm going to be bending down. Should feel a nice burn back of our legs here, nice stretch. Holding onto my stick in front of me for some stability. If you have a chair, it's the same sort of deal. Just wanted to plug the hockey stick in front of me. It's hockey season. The Huskies are having a good start to the year. Some great goaltending. All right, now for our last stretch, we're gonna do a quick little tricep stretch here. So I want to keep your arm, bring your arm out in front, hook the other one underneath, and we're going to be going across body here, keeping that arm nice and straight. We're also working our shoulder here, keeping that arm nice and hold that for a few more seconds. Shake it off and do the other side. Now we go above our head. Holding onto my elbow here, I'm going to bring that towards my left elbow. Feel a nice stretch in our tricep here. Shake it out, switch arms. So I'm applying pressure on the outside here, bring it towards my right shoulder. All right. And there we have it. I'd like to thank you guys for joining tonight. Make sure to follow us on upandmoving.org, our website. We have our videos are all posted on our YouTube channel, as well as we got a brand new Instagram account. So follow Up and Moving on Instagram, and make sure you come join us on Wednesday for our lunchtime stretch, followed by some agility and balance on Thursday, and our surprise workout on Saturday. So thank you so much for joining, and enjoy the rest of your evening.